Hi, before we get started into the Cancun vlog, I am jumping in from the future to kind of give a timeline of the first couple days and why I didn't film as much, because I am editing the footage right now and it's pretty clear to me I did not set the scene very well. So Jonathan, my fiance, and I went for my fiance's work. So all of the coworkers were really coming in from many different locations. So I haven't actually met any of his coworkers. So I knew I wanted to vlog our trip, but I wasn't about to pull up my camera when we first got there and I was meeting everybody. I definitely wanted to introduce myself, get to know them a little bit before just immediately pulling out a camera, because even though I didn't film them, I didn't want to make them uncomfortable. So I will share kind of our thoughts through the first few days, and then I will pop in at the end to share my tips and takeaways from our Cancun vacation. So this was our first time in Mexico, actually. We had a direct flight right into Cancun. It was really easy. We had our passports ready, and then we just needed to fill out a form when we got into Cancun. Kept that part of the form with us. It's very important that you don't lose it. So all of our trip accommodations were organized by my fiance's company, but I do definitely recommend organizing your transportation from the airport to your resort ahead of time. This was all figured out for us, but it was a bit overwhelming because as soon as we picked up our bags, there were just so many people just trying to get us to take their taxi service or selling us on travel accommodations. So it's just a lot easier to figure all that stuff out ahead of time. Once we found our transportation, they took us to the resort. We stayed at the Dreams Resort, which is an all-inclusive resort, which not only was this the first time I've been to Mexico, this was the only time I've ever done an all-inclusive resort experience. So it was definitely really nice and a lot of fun, just not having to worry about like looking at every menu item or the prices. Like everything's included. The weather was perfect as expected. I mean, it's Mexico. So of course you go there for the beautiful tropical weather. So the next 2 days, Jonathan and the entire company had team building. So anyone that was a +1, which included myself, we could just do whatever we wanted, which was really great. And my plan was just to hang out at the pool and read my book. I think I had like 50 pina coladas the entire trip, but the pina coladas were so good. I also later share my thoughts on the book I was reading, spoiler free. Every time I hear someone talk about a book in a vlog, usually I'm a little nervous because I don't know if they're going to spoil it. So don't worry, I'm not going to spoil the book. We'll get to that. So on the first day, after our initial pool day, I did want to do a room tour so I could show you where we stayed. So here is the room tour. I'm going to add that right here. All right, here is our room. So here is the bathroom. Here I am. There's these little mirrors. Here's the toilet, and then here's the shower. And then we have our suitcases over here. Here's a bed. We just need to put our pillows back up there. Here's a couch. Then I'll show you outside. We have a bathtub, outdoor bathtub. Here's our view. We have a little outdoor lounger, a couple chairs and a table. There's a lazy river down there. And then we went to dinner. Didn't share a lot of the dinner because again, I was still getting to know everybody that we were having dinner with. So I just didn't want to make them uncomfortable. I'm still getting used to vlogging, and the last thing I want to do is make anybody feel uncomfortable when I'm like a +1 to their company trip. So day 3, this is when I'm going to jump back into the footage. I do a lot better job of explaining what we're doing, but I made friends with another +1. And so we were able to spend the day together while our husband slash fiance, I mean, I'm not actually married, but like almost, our husbands were at work, and then we were able to join them later on. So let's jump back into day 2. So right now we just got breakfast and I am going to put on a little bit of makeup before we go exploring. I'm meeting up with another +1 and she and I are going to see if we can get massages today. But I wanted to take you along on the resort and share the beautiful sights that we are seeing here. And so I'll show you the view right now. Then I'm gonna put on just a little bit of makeup. It's a little bright outside, so I don't know if I'll stay out there for too long, but if it's okay, I will go ahead and just continue to share our experience so far as I'm putting on just a little bit of makeup for the day. So here's the view right outside of our room. I have my makeup here, coffee, orange juice, and just enjoying the sun. Wanted to share this book that I brought on the trip. It's It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover, this is the second book I've read from Colleen Hoover. I know that she's a very popular author right now, and there's definitely a reason why. Her books are so fast and easy to read. They're so interesting. Like, she has a way of writing where you just like want to know. You want to know what happens. You want to know, like, there's like an element of like unknown, and it kind of gets uncovered throughout the book. The first one I read was Verity, very different from this one, but kind of the same structure of like, you can't put put it down. So I've been really enjoying all this free time reading this book. I only have like a third of it left, which makes me kind of sad because I'll probably finish it today. I did bring another book, but still, like, I've been really enjoying reading this. I knew Mexico was going to be humid, but it definitely is far more humid than I'm used to. My hair is like doing all sorts of weird things. My makeup like melts off. I've also never been to an all-inclusive resort, so it's kind of interesting. Like after every meal, you can just get up and leave. You're not waiting for the check, which is so interesting. And of course, like we leave a tip, but you don't have to wait for them to bring the check out for anything since it's all included in the resort. So it's been really nice. Just doing super light makeup today because I'm just going to hang around the pool probably and then maybe get a massage. So I obviously don't want too much makeup on for that. I'm done with my makeup, but I wanted to share this spray. This is a makeup setting spray by Kula, and it has SPF 30 in it. So it's really helpful in reapplying your sunscreen. Now there's a lot of other brands that do sunscreens like this, and the cheapest one I have found has been from the Ulta Beauty brand. I like that one too, and it's way cheaper, but this one's travel size. So, but I thought I'd share that because if you have a hard time reapplying your sunscreen after makeup, get a setting spray with SPF. All right, let's go exploring. Let's head out. Back in the room now. The massage was really nice. I've never had a massage like that. I've only done like the foot massage places, so it was really nice. And then we just went to the pool and ordered pina coladas, and then Jonathan and Janine's husband, they met us because they were finished with work at around noon. So we hung out by the pool for a little while. We're back in the room now, and then we're going to go down to the lazy river, maybe take a nap on the lazy river. Let me show, because it's right outside of our room. I probably won't bring my camera, but I'll show you what we'll be doing. This right here, this is where we'll be. We're off to dinner.
Yeah, we are.
Good morning. Breakfast just came. We ordered room service.
He needs some milk.
Good morning. Another day in Cancun. So we had breakfast in our room for room service, and then we went to get a COVID test since we need a negative COVID test to get back in the United States. We leave tomorrow morning. We got that all squared away, and now we are just hanging out in our room and going to head down to the pool pretty soon. Jonathan doesn't have any work activities today, so we get to spend the whole day together.
Hey.
So I didn't realize how burnt I was until I turned the camera on. We just spent hours at the pool. Service was so great. They just came around, got us everything we needed. So we were at the pool all day long, but we got back to the room. We are ready for dinner. We are going to go to a French restaurant. This is our last night here in Cancun, and so I am looking very forward to dinner tonight. I am sad our trip is coming to a close. This has been such a nice vacation. It is very hot and humid here, so part of me is a little excited to go home. Here's what we're wearing tonight. Those slippers though. All right, so my final takeaways from our trip to Cancun, we had an amazing time, of course. Like, it was a dream vacation, and also because it was a company trip, we only had to pay for my trip, so it was just a really amazing opportunity to be able to join, because I think I also was able to go on like the group rate because it was definitely cheaper and everything was organized. So feeling very thankful to have experienced this vacation. I do recommend the Dreams Resort. The service was really good. The only thing I do have to say though is I felt like they were a little understaffed for how many people were there. Wait times for food were sometimes really long, and sometimes the food was inconsistent. It was never terrible, but sometimes, like, I think I had like 6 different variations of a chicken quesadilla, which is obviously totally fine because any chicken quesadilla is great, but it just was a little inconsistent. I also will say, if you are going to Mexico, just know that it is very humid. This is the first time we have been to Mexico, and so initially going into our room, it definitely smelled musty, like especially our pillows. We asked if room service could bring us fresh pillows, and that made a huge difference. But even the curtains, like the bed outside, like they smelled musty, because I feel like things just don't really fully have the opportunity to dry in Mexico because there's so much moisture in the air. I don't know if that's really a problem for every resort, but I assume it is, because when they brought the pillows, they were fresh and beautiful and great and not musty. But initially coming into the room, maybe there hadn't been somebody staying there recently before, so like all the clean bedding really soaked up all that moisture, but it was just like a little musty, and we were just like sweaty the whole time, which is just something to know when you go to a humid environment. We live in California, it is very dry here, so we're just not used to it, so just something to be prepared for. Also, there was a wedding that weekend when we were there, and so we saw the wedding from a distance. We like saw the bride go by and everything, which was really fun. And we heard from somebody in our group that got married there, their experience getting married in Cancun, and I feel like if you are interested in getting married in Cancun, that is a great option, because they basically shared with us is because they do a package deal, it's a lot cheaper for the actual couple, but it is more expensive for all the guests because they obviously have to pay to stay at the resort and everything. But it is just a full-blown vacation for everybody. It's a destination wedding, which is a lot of fun. We're not going to do that. We already booked our venue, but thought I'd make note of that I never really considered Cancun as a venue spot. But even if you're nowhere near Cancun, like a lot of people travel in and just make it more of a destination than a local wedding that's easier to travel to. So that concludes my Cancun vacation vlog. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm really glad that I vlogged it, because now I can look back and remember these fun experiences that we got to go on. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe before you leave and like this video so that I know to vlog more vacations in the future. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.